All right, next thing on, boom, got the good lighting. Welcome back, guys, to another weekly update. It is week 6. We got our hair like this. We're gonna pause, put it into a bun, but this week's title is called Getting into a Routine and Mastering Your Life. Let me show you my thoughts on this. Let me tell you a little things I'm doing. And yeah, that's the week. It is currently, what day is it? I'm looking out on my phone too. It is Wednesday, August 23rd. And it's a Wednesday, so it's the middle of the week, a little weekly update in the middle of the week. A lot of stuff going on, school-wise, back to school. So let's get right into it. You gotta master your life and get into that routine. All right, we got this bun. Very helpful, so I can actually like see now. I guess it's like pushing my freaking brain and everything up, but that's interesting. We got my phone here. This one I'm gonna be using like in my notes. I wrote about this one before. I don't know if I wrote before the last video, last week update, but we wrote for this one because we had a couple profound things to say. Got to get our thoughts out. But kind of getting into it, like one of the many keys to success I've been realizing is consistency. Showing up, doing the work, and just being there. Like that's a huge part of it when you actually think about it. Just when you show up, that gives you the ability to succeed. That gives you the ability to have things work out. You know what I mean? So showing up and being consistent is huge. And like this repetition is what leads to greatness, what leads to progress. Not perfection though. You're never gonna be perfect, and that's okay. Like to be great, you actually don't need to be perfect. You just need to be great. You know what I mean? And through repetition and consistency and showing up, like you will get to that level. It's kind of like one of those things now I'm thinking about it where if you don't quit, you can't lose. Like if you just keep going, keep getting better, keep learning, those reps that you're putting in day and day out, they will eventually lead to success, whatever that success is for you. And like this can be in like a lot of different things. So you have like eating habits, you have working out, just showing up and doing. Sometimes these things are boring too. It could be reading a book, it could be daily journaling, it could be even filming daily videos. Like that can get boring and repetitive, but that is really what makes progress at the end of the day. So that discipline and those repetitions, those reps, you really can't replace those. Making time for hobbies, that's another thing. I find that making time is very crucial when it comes to showing up, because if you don't make time, you just say, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. That usually never happens nowadays, especially because we're all so busy with different things going on and different other people's schedules. So making sure you make time for things too, while also showing up, is going to be crucial. For me specifically, I'm big on making time. And the key word that I want to highlight is like habits. Habits are like a big part of like what make up your life. And then like if you think about it, most things you do, I like to set morning and night habits specifically, because when I wake up, okay, I know I do this. As I'm going to sleep, I know I do this. It kind of gets me into that sequence of events. And then those habits are like a part of like a greater system for like your life, you could call it. And those are systems you can build upon. I like to think of systems as like a collection of habits. So it's like, what habits do you stack? What things do you repeatedly do that you get to a certain outcome or a certain goal? And that's like the system you build. You can create ones that like build you up, or you can create ones that run you down. For example, let's say every single time after, like let's say you wake up and you go get a donut, you smoke a cigarette, and maybe have a drink of vodka or something like that crazy. That's a habit. Those are habits, and that's a system. And if you care about your health at all, and this channel is about health and fitness, honestly, and also documentation of my life, that stuff is not good for you in the long term, especially in the short term, probably not good for you either. And it's good to have fun every once in a while, but understand that those habits, those things you consistently do, are what really are going to make up your life at the end of the day. And then I think to create good habits, it's key to master your environment. Like literally when I moved in here, I spent the first 3 days literally just mastering my environment. Like if you look around, see my background, all that stuff, I was just mastering that, thinking, okay, I want this here because I know I'm gonna do this and I know I'm gonna do this. So now I can operate pretty well and I know where things are, and it's really nice. So mastering your environment's key. They say your room is like a reflection of your mind, and maybe vice versa. So those have a very direct correlation. Like having a clean, organized room helps you have a clean, organized mind, and vice versa. It's really helpful just so you can operate efficiently. kind of setting up these systems now in advance, like you'll thank yourself later if you think about it. It's kind of like putting in the work now so that your future self has it easier. Excuse me. Dang. That's what I like to do. And also, this light is mad bright, bro. What is even going on? Maybe I want to freaking put this down because looking at this light's making my eyes hurt. So yeah, master your environment, master your mind. And then the next step in that is like mastering all parts of your life. So that could be your fitness, your health, your knowledge of your environment, the world around you, mastering a language, mastering cooking skills, writing skills, reading skills, just stuff like that. And then a side note is that kind of just mastering your environment. I find like washing dishes and like doing chores and stuff like that very relaxing because it gives you control over what you're doing. Like you have control. Sometimes the world seems like there's a lot of things going on that you don't have control over. And the point I want to hit home here is that control the things you can control. For example, I can control washing the dishes. I can control keeping my room clean, making my bed each morning, which I have not done properly today because I had a meeting as soon as I woke up. But control what you can control and just keep showing up. That is where the key to success lies. And that's part of me doing this video right now is I'm trying to show up. Even if this video is going to only get 1 or 2 views ever, you know what I mean? Just showing up and building that habit, building that repetition, I think that's key. So as I said, I like to do my habits in like the morning or night. I find that the middle of the day can kind of be a crapshoot. Like things get lost, things are always moving around, changing. So really like I like to block off like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night. Those are the key habits, things I need to get done. Or just, those are high priority areas where work and productivity needs to happen for me. And another thing I learned from like Atomic Habits is like, which is this book about like habits by James Clear. The fact that I know that's kind of crazy shows that it stuck with me, but every single decision you make is like a vote for the person you want to be. And building on top of that, all these decisions, they turn into habits, systems. So everything that you do matters. Like everything is a vote for who you want to be or who you're trying to be in the future. And it's really cool to think about that because if you almost think about that, all your actions are in your control and they all matter. You could also take the approach that like nothing really matters, and while both those can be valid based on your philosophy, your thought process, it's like the half glass full versus half glass empty. You can make an argument for each of them. It's much more fun to believe that it matters, like everything matters, you know what I mean? Because then you can control a lot more. Like you can control your life, you get to decide things, and it gives you a sense of, at least for me, gives me a sense of fulfillment, control. It empowers myself to really take accountability for my life. Hyper accountability I find is very useful as you're really able to be responsible both for the successes and failures, but that is what allows you to grow and move forward at the end of the day. And that's what I believe like everyone should take into practice in their own life and whatever level that looks like for you or whatever you want to do. Life can be very paradoxical because like kind of going on the thing you said, like you can take either approach into everything matters or nothing matters. But to be honest with you, like life's a paradox. So because you know life's a paradox and it's kind of like two sides of a coin, just you're not really flipping a coin, you're more just choosing what side the coin's on. It's cool because you get the choice. That's the coolest thing, you know what I mean? So the key takeaway is that is choose what's right for you. Choose good things over bad things. And yeah, those could be subjective, but choose what you feel is good. Choose what you believe is good. I'm kind of talking to myself here too. You get the choice. The power is within yourself, and it's in your control. So choose good at the end of the day. Choose kindness. So how does this apply to my content, my fitness, my brand, my personal brand? What even is it at this point? It keeps changing and that's okay. I've done a couple things recently. I revamped this website to make things simpler and more on point as we're niching down to more just fitness stuff. I don't really want to say too much as I'm trying to hone in on this concept of building in the dark and then letting my work shine and talk for itself. But we're simplifying things. In the world of like chaos and so much stuff going on, and also for myself, you want to make things as simple as possible at the end of the day, because the more complicated, the less likely they are to happen, the less likely other people will understand what you're doing, the less likely you yourself will understand what you're doing, and you'll be able to follow through on all those promises. Like there's just too much going on, so simplifying things is key. As I said, I want to build in the dark so I can have my work like talk for itself. But I've been thinking about like for example, I've been thinking about ways to provide value to like you guys, to college students, to young adults, to people who want to get into fitness. And one of the ways I see that is through like some sort of like fitness coaching or fitness, almost like somehow getting people information. And I don't know if everyone has access to a fitness coach, or let's say they want to get into fitness, if they even know about a fitness coach. Like, yeah, you can watch YouTube videos, but that's like talking to someone is way different, and having someone like personalized to you, specialized for you, running you through like a specialized like program or something like that. That's actually for you. The key here is like personalization and customization for you. You can search up anything on YouTube, right? But that's kind of just a static video, and yeah, it can help. Those are actually great information sources. But trying to find something personalized for you, creating that experience, I think is key. Because fitness can be hard, man. Like, especially when you're starting. Like, starting anything's hard. So why wouldn't you want someone there with you at the beginning of the journey, making it as fun? It's not always gonna be fun, but as fun, exciting, fulfilling, meaningful, easy and structured as possible, right? There's a dog. It's never gonna be like easy. Life's never gonna be easy, but there's definitely things you can do to be smarter and make things easier for you. So yeah, other than that, life is going good. My sisters are moving up to college. Classes start next week. My club, I just had that meeting today. I'm president of my school's entrepreneurship club. Biggest hurdles are just like staying focused and like kind of showing up today and doing that boring work. I'm gonna go edit some videos after this. So just doing some more of that boring work. It's really gonna be a challenge, but we got it. We're gonna keep going. I know that focusing, like perfecting my craft on a day-to-day basis will allow me to achieve my goals. And really with this, last thing I want to say is simplification and repetition are key. Don't give up. Follow your dreams. More fitness content will be out soon. These weekly updates are not really as focused on fitness as my other content is. But I really like these because it kind of gives you an insight into my thoughts, my brain, maybe what's going on in my life, and also the fitness content stuff too, more of a personal one-on-one. So I hope you're enjoying them. I'll see you guys soon. Maybe we'll get some more fitness-related content up at another time. But for now, enjoy my podcast-style videos. Build in the dark and let your work do the talking. See you guys soon. Dun, 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 dun. Last thing. Okay, I've been doing this intermittent fasting routine, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been kind of elite in the sense that I've already lost like a little bit of like weight. I think it's fat too. I don't think it's muscle. It's really cool. We're working out, but if you guys have not tried intermittent fasting, that might be our next video. I'll write that down in my notes, but intermittent fasting is cool. I've been doing it for a week and a half now, and it's really cool. My body's starting to get adjusted to it, and I'll kind of share some of my results on that next video, so stay tuned for that.